Welcome to Holly's Hot Wedding Tips. Today I have a panel on wedding planners. We are featuring...
My name is Norie and I own Weddings by Norie.
Wendie Bass, Wendie Bass Weddings, Events and More.
April Schaefers with the New Taste Sensation Chocolate Fountains.
Excellent. So today we want to find out about wedding planners. What the heck do they do and why do I need one? So let's begin with, ladies, what doesn't a wedding planner do?
A wedding planner does not take over your wedding because it's yours. You start planning your ideas, and whatever you bring to us is what we do for you. We do a variety of things, but that's the one thing. It's your wedding, not ours.
Wendy?
So we take your ideas and curate them. You know, we have to make them fit to the venue. We have to make them fit to the window of time that you have. So we curate them and pull them together and make it so it's a cohesive event that flows and has a natural peak and end to it. Because we know the whole big picture. We see the whole big picture, but we're the ones who curate for you all of your ideas.
April, what do you see?
I agree with both of you guys very well, but what a wedding planner to me doesn't do is have the fun, because we're the ones working. You guys are the ones that it's your wedding. We want you to have the fun and to be able to enjoy the day without having to think about the other 10 things that are going on that you don't think about.
Excellent. So what do wedding planners do?
Well, wedding planners are the ones who see the big picture, and we work the logistics. We work from, whether you want to start from the very beginning of where you're looking for a venue, or if you want us to help with just day of management, we start anywhere between a year out to 90 days out, helping pull everything together into one picture. Because when you think about it, you've got a DJ, you've got a photographer, Chocolate Fountain may be participating, you have all these different vendors, and they have their unique product they're bringing, but somebody's got to make it cohesive. Somebody's got to make it all work together. We know that with caterers, there's certain things we've got to do to make sure the food gets out on the tables at the right time, that we have it properly prepared. So we know how to pull all that stuff together, and that's why you want to work with a wedding planner, because we're experienced. I had a bride yesterday just say to me, I've never been to weddings, I've only been to one that I remember, and I really don't know what to do. And that's really what it is. We know what to do. We know how to get you from point A to point B and to make it a good day and a happy day and a fun day.
Nora?
And one of the things I think that we all work really hard to be is not real visible. After years of experience, and I know Wendy and I both do the same thing, we can kind of read the room and see what the couple needs, and then you just come up and you say, what can we do to help you? That comes from the experience of doing it, and the fact that we do design the day timeline, because without a timeline, it's like a program. The theater has a program. You go through the program. We do the same thing as planners, and our program basically is our timeline, which is the key to everything for a smooth wedding.
Excellent. April?
I would say it's my #1 philosophy in even my own business, but to try to keep it simple. I think a wedding planner is there to help keep things flowing, keep it simple. It doesn't need to be so complicated.
Well, what is the average costs of hiring a wedding planner? What are some ballpark figures? Let's say around day of. Let's say day of for today.
Okay. And I'm going to address a verbiage that's used in the industry. You have day of wedding coordinator, and you also have wedding management services. And so they kind of interact with both, because their professional wedding planners really see that we need to come in. If we can come in and start helping you anywhere between 6 months to 90 days out before your wedding, that 6 month to 3 month window, you've pretty much got all your big vendors already lined up, but you're trying to get all the little details to come together. We can answer questions. We have ideas on how to make things easier, quicker. We also know on some DIY projects if they're going to work or if they're going to require more time. We can help you kind of budget your time to get those done. So day of coordination and wedding management, you'll kind of see them interchanged on people's website. The average starts around $1,500. The more professional, experienced wedding planner, you're going to see them higher. in a range closer to $1,800 to $2,000. But you also have to understand that we are on site for a minimum of 10 hours. And trust me, we've been known to be in the mud, in the rain, in the snow, doing many things, is really the best way to say it. Many
Yes, there are things I don't want you to picture.
Things we don't want to
Right, we don't talk about, that's
Yeah.
just fine, but I understand that, that's great. What is the difference between when I rent my hall and they say they have an event person on site and a wedding planner? Because often, what do those site managers do that a wedding planner is or is not doing, and why would I have you there? You want to tell me, Norie?
Sure, it's the fact that they really are, they haven't been trained, they don't have the experience to do a wedding plan, whereas they're there to make sure the facility is safe, clean, you know, that it's running as smoothly as the couple is wanting it to be. But they're not going to be there to bustle your gown, they're not going to be there to, you know, take out someone who really doesn't belong there and kind of slipped in the door. There's just little idiosyncrasies that we're aware of that a site person won't. And like I said, they have lots of training as far as running their site. They do a wonderful job at it, but it's the other view.
Well, and a on-site coordinator of that venue, their primary thing is they are paid to make sure that venue is taken care of. So they could be dealing with an electrical issue, they could be dealing with a plumbing issue, and you need to get your first dance started. They're not going to be there. They're going to be trying to unplug a toilet, okay? So that's where we work as a team, all of us. Because I'll tell you, I have venues who are like, oh, I'm so glad I got a planner today. I can make sure the other stuff, because there are a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that people don't see that venues take care of. And so they're really happy because it's like you're focused on the couple. You're going to make sure the first dance starts when it's supposed to. You're going to make sure that all of the things that they want in that day come together. So we all work as a team. But you have to understand, they're not going to be there for when your mother gets really mad and gets mad at you on your planning stages and you need someone to listen to you complain about, my mom's not understanding what I want. We do that. We listen to you. Because we know mom's going to make you mad.
Or things like, mom doesn't like my first dance song, what am I going to do?
Or,
Now I have to change my song,
or-
so we told her what we picked and she doesn't want it and she paid for it, so now we have to change
Yeah,
it.
or when you might choose some music that really shouldn't be played due to the lyrics. You know, there's sometimes you have to be counseled on, let's make some better choices.
Right. So what is then the value? So we heard how much it costs, but what value do I get back now from what I spent on having this day of coordinator, wedding planner to run the show? What happens now?
Fun.
Fun, there you go.
You will enjoy your day. You will, because the biggest thing that, it's a day you never want to forget. It's a day you want to remember every last moment. And you get to have a good time with your friends, your family, your loved ones. That's the thing. You get to focus on you and your fiance that day. It's totally about you two. Let somebody else take care of all that running of details. A story I sometimes tell people is about the carpenter who's getting ready to retire, and he's asked to build one last house. He goes about doing it, doesn't use the best subs, doesn't use the best quality of equipment, and on the last day he asked the general contractor to come in and look at it, and he comes in, walks through the house, and at the very end he hands him the keys and said, "This is my gift to you. This is your new house." And the guy, if he'd known he was building his own house, he would have done it different. And that's really what it's about. It's a gift to have that beautiful, we see beautiful weddings occur on TV and everything. That's a lot of people coming together and making it happen. And having a leader, because I'll tell you, DJs will have something, they need something. They will find the planner. They know to find, it helps the photographer to connect with the planner. They know what's to be happening next. That's the thing, is having that person who's making sure everything comes together.
So basically, when Murphy's Law strikes, you're there to make sure they're unaware of it and it goes seamlessly.
That's right.
Because Murphy will come play at your event.
They always do.
Oh, Murphy happens a lot.
Sometimes
Very much so.
4 or 5 times a wedding.
Really?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I had one
Yeah.
of those,
So
yes.
can you imagine then, if you're a bride, you're stressed out, this is your big day of your life, you're trying to do everything by yourself, you're there at the wedding, you've got mother-in-law melting down, you've got the Hatfields and McCoys arguing with each other, and they're coming to you because you're running the whole thing, so you don't have a break. Then there's some problem in the kitchen, the cake can't arrive or something, let's say. Right, who's gonna take care of that? Are you going to leave your wedding and go deal with the
Yeah.
cake that's not arriving? Or with the champagne that blew up? Or with, what else is
Well,
common?
Wine on the dress.
Photos take too long. There we go.
Photos take too
Timeline
long.
blows up. That's the biggest one, but that would be a whole nother day about timelines
Yes,
blowing
it
up. But
would.
once your timeline blows up, they're gonna throw you out of that hall on time, whether or not you
You're
finished
right.
your event or not.
Mhm.
That is
That's
totally
right.
true.
So you better make sure your event runs on time.
Well, and it's also, if you've been to something that takes forever to happen, you get frustrated, you don't want to be there, and you really have to take care of your guests. And a wedding planner will make sure things keep moving along so that the guests feel taken care of, that things are going to happen accordingly. Because guests, they're willing to give you some time, but don't waste their time.
So you're the ultimate servant in that you are there to serve the event,
Yeah.
serve everybody there.
Yes.
You get to take the headache, you get to have the gray hairs at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because you made sure all those little ducks were in a row, and that you knew what ducks were, and they knew what a row was. It wasn't just that you had squirrels and no idea where they were.
Right.
Well, and it, you know, the benefit of the knowledge that we have is the fact that at the end of the day, when they come up and say, this is the best day of my life, and thank you for helping me. And it's like, you know, we go over and above more often than not,
Mhm.
especially with day of, because it's a different approach, you know, and you know, day management, because you don't know everyone that's going to be involved. You know, you may not know this particular photographer, but it's having that ability to say, we're all working in this together, so we need your help, let's do this for them. And like I said, it's all about them and what they need and what they want.
Well, and we can also, a lot of times people have friends who give them gifts, such as making the cake for them or doing photography for them. So having us as your day of, we help that friend understand what their expectations are in the day.
Well, that was really informative. Thank you so much, ladies. This was amazingly informative on what wedding planners do and why would I need to have one there. What's the value of being able to have a wonderful, seamless day where I can actually enjoy myself and not be frazzled, worn out, and depressed by the end of my day.
That's right.
And that's what we love to do, and with people like April and that work with us and make it a really enjoyable day with a very
Enjoyable
special
day.
touch.
It's a day you're never gonna forget, and you want it to be that day you have such special memories of it. That's the key, the special memories.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.